Welcome back to Terraria Talks. I want to talk about another topic. I want to talk about another topic real quick. And it's another thing that's just been on my mind, basically. So I mean, this happened like a few days ago when I was it's happened on Christmas Day actually when I was at the gym. Well, it didn't really happen, and of course, by happen that means I just saw it online or whatever. And it just got my mind going. It did give me something to think about while I was working out, to the point where I wasn't really keeping track of my reps, but I guess that's a good thing in the case of being in the gym. But anyway, like I was saying, something I wanted to talk about that's really been bothering me, well, that's been on my mind, is I really don't like to word it this way, but fuck it, is black tribalism, in a way. And by that I mean that, you know, the idea that just because, this is mainly for my African American audience, but basically what I'm talking about is the idea is that just because I'm black or African American, that I by default have to support other blacks and African Americans and what they're doing. I never liked that mindset, because me, I'm an individualistic. I'm more of an individualistic kind of thing. I like to judge people individually. I don't do things, I don't, you know, judge people or base anything I do towards other people because of their race, but more so their nature and what they're doing. Like, for example, like, what I want to talk about is that this idea that just because I'm black, that I have to naturally support black-owned businesses or black artists or black women or stuff like that. But no, I don't. That's not my thing. That really isn't my thing at all. I don't want to support you just because we're of the same ethnicity. I like to support people because they're taking part in a cause that I believe in, or that they're doing something that I feel like could be beneficial to me or others. Or you just happen to be in the same things that I'm into. You know, things like that. I like to support you because of what you're doing, not because we're of the same skin color. That's not how I think. I'm sorry. I can't think that way. It just seems kind of tribalistic, to lack of a better term. But one thing I want to talk about in particular is that I saw this post on Christmas Day that says something like, oh, you like black? It had a picture of like black men at the top, and under it had black women. And at the top it's like, oh, you like black men? And at the bottom it says, we create them. So, I mean, my initial response is to be like, okay, yeah, we know, Captain Obvious, but what exactly is your point? Are you trying to say that? I was like, okay, this thing is offensive for several reasons, for more than one reason actually. The first reason why it's so offensive because you're pretty much saying that. Yes, it's obvious how black women could contribute to the success of black men. Yes, that is true in some cases, but it's like, are you implying that black men are just trophies to black women? Is that what you're saying? Sure, my mom is black. You could say that. And I appreciate my mom. But that's only because she's my mom and she's looked out for me. If other people don't care about her, I mean, I would say that they don't have a reason to. I mean, just as long as you respect her as you would respect any other human being, that's all I care about. But, of course I would support my mom because she's done something for me, you know? She's contributed to my life, so I have a reason to support her and look out, you know, and care about her and, you know, feel good about what she's done because I've benefited for what she's done for me. But this idea that I just have to support someone because they're the same skin color as I am, I have to support black women simply because they produce black men, okay, but what does that do for me? You're not my fucking mother. My fucking mother made me. She's the one who gets all the credit, not you. Fuck off. And it's like, you're just saying, I mean, it's just so messed up. It's like, black men aren't trophies. We're not there to just make you look good. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Why don't you use your own talents and skills and benefit from that instead of benefiting from your offspring? Because your offspring is something you should feel proud. I guess as a parent I can see why that would make sense, but come on. Asking the whole world to kiss your ass simply because you could bear an offspring that happens to be black? I mean, is there any more that you could offer? Is there any more that can offer? I mean, obviously it plays a huge role in black success because, well, if you're black and successful, that obviously means that your parents have to be black and they produced you, but that has more to do with the environment that you were raised in. And you could probably give a black kid to a, well, you know, to a white family, and if they raise him white, he'll still be successful. I mean, it's successful. It's all the same when it comes to social environmental factors. And that's the part that plays role in success. Not so much as, well, okay, it can't be so much race. I take that part back. I'm not even going to go there. But it's just, and another thing that makes it insulting is that, they're also, the second point that I find to be insulting, a little more insulting than the previous one, is the fact that there is more to black women than being able to just produce black men. Come on. I know just as well as anyone how marginalized African Americans are. I look into this shit all the time, but that's why I feel that I could be nuanced in the thing. You know, not just taking a black and white stance or something because I've looked into it for so long. Now, I know that black women are capable of a lot. A hell of a lot. It's like, come on, man. Is that the only benefit to black women? Being able to produce black men? That's just, oh my god. It's like you're using each other as trophies, man. It's just ridiculous. It's like black tribalism has gotten to the point, it's like Afrocentric tribalism has gotten to the point where, oh, you just have to support me because we're of the same ethnicity. Okay, but what the fuck does that do for me? What exactly does that do for me? How can I benefit from that? How could other African Americans benefit from what you're doing, at least? That's the stuff that I look at. If it's something not only you could benefit from, I'm not gonna fucking support you. Fuck you. You're not doing a damn thing for me. But if, let's just say that, but if you're saying something like, oh, I'm an African American trying to go through college, and I, you know, grew up in a very, very bad community, and I want to make something of myself. Yeah, I could get behind that. Because I know that how African Americans or anyone in the low-income community in general has poor educational opportunities. I'll definitely get behind that. I can see myself supporting something like that, definitely. Because I think the system is screwed up in favor of those who have money. So yeah, I'll definitely support you. But to say that, oh, support me because I'm black and you're black too, and as a black person, you should want to prop other black people up. And it's like, yes, that is true. Of course I want to prop up other black people. But at the same time, I just don't want to do it to just any old cause or any old way. I just want to make sure that the cause I'm supporting is actually beneficial. You know? That's all I want to do. I just can't support you because you're the same skin color as me. That's not enough for me to go on. Because when I look at you, I don't necessarily see your skin color. I just see you as an individual. What is it that your purpose is supposed to accomplish? That's the thing I look at, not your skin color. But that post, man, it's just really got under my skin. And you know, of course you got a lot of comments of, well, black women mainly saying things like, oh, this post goes over way too many people's heads, and it's like, or maybe people know what the post is trying to say, and are just simply having a different opinion of it, you know, because that's the thing. And this one comment that really got under my skin so much was from a black woman, if it wasn't obvious. She was all like, this is a post that men aren't even meant to comment on. And I'm like, it's a pose about black women using black men as their fucking personal trophies, as a fucking commodity. And you're fucking telling us that we're not allowed to have a say in this shit? Damn. They like to complain about how objectification is wrong, and yet yet it's fine when they're doing it to us? Fuck that shit. I was like, I respect African American women like I respect every other human being, but seriously, fuck you. It's like, you want to be supported, then do something that people could benefit from. Don't expect people to support you simply because they're of the same skin color as you. That's kind of that sounds a bit entitled, through lack of a better term. I did talk about dating preferences about a month or so ago. And that's another thing I want to touch up real quick. I don't want to go too deep into it because I've already made a discussion about it. Whether it was deleted along my other videos or not, I don't remember. I guess I could go semi-deep into it. But another thing that ticks me off is attraction. Like, if you're a black man or a black woman who happens to not be attracted to someone who is black, then they call you things like a sellout and Uncle Tom, a traitor to your race. And it's like, but okay, when it comes to things like attraction, physical attraction to someone, that's different. You just can't, I mean, just because someone who happens to be black isn't attracted to other blacks. Oh crap, I gotta get away from these mugs. Ah, much better. Like I was saying, that's just because someone who happens to be black isn't attracted to... Oh, I was still within the range of that thing. Are you done? Okay. For example, let's say you have a black guy or a black woman. Doesn't matter who's attracted to someone who happens to not be black. They'll call that person a sellout, although not to their face. Well, maybe to their face, depending on the individual, but they'll say shit like, oh, you're a sellout, you don't like black women? What's up with all these black men or black women like not liking black women or black men or whatever? Why you have to go for these white boys or these white chicks? And it's like, well, maybe it's because they're just attracted to white girls. They support and respect black men and women. They're just not sexually attracted to them, and you know that could happen. I mean, a person can't help who they're attracted to, and to hold it against them for that, that's not being black positive at all. Telling black people that they must only be with members of their own kind sounds kind of familiar, does it? All this fight for black freedom so that we could date or marry whoever we choose, and the people that are holding us back are our fellow African Americans. That is just... that's very, ironic, in a way. I mean, like I'm saying, I'm not a huge fan of the whole black tribalism thing. I'm just simply pointing it out you know, just saying it like it is, really. I'm not saying that it's that way for all cases, but it seems that, at least in the cases I've encountered, it seems to be that way. And it's kind of messed up. Look, I understand that as African Americans, we have to stick together and have each other's backs. I get that. But there are some areas in which it should be, well, hands off. For example, like, in the case of, you know, being physically or sexually attracted to someone, that's hands off, you know, because if that person isn't attracted to African Americans, they're just not attracted to African Americans. In the stories, me personally, I don't see race. My romantic and sexual, I brought this up before, but my romantic and or sexual preference isn't limited by race at all. If I find a black woman that happens to be attractive, I will date her. Same for a white, Asian, Hispanic, East Indian, Native American woman, it doesn't matter. But saying that I'm a sellout for just simply not dating or marrying someone that isn't black is just kind of wrong. And it goes against, and in a way, it goes against everything that we fought for as African Americans. Now back to what I was saying about supporting the whole black women thing. It's like, yes, I mean, as people, I do support black women. But I'm supporting you because you're a person, not simply because you're black. And I do, and I am, and I do understand that there are issues that affect African Americans. I mean, I should know better than anyone, actually. So I guess saying that I'm not supporting you because you're black, I guess what I'm saying is that for me, it's more about the cause, not the individual behind the cause. Although at times it is a bonus if the individual happens to be black. I guess that's the best way for me to put it. For me, it's only a bonus if the individual doing the cause is black. So yeah, but it's just not the main selling point. But it's not a main selling point for me. But I guess that's all I have to say on this topic. So I'm going to end Terraria Talks, and I'll get back to all of you guys at another time, maybe.